Welcome to a new episode of our Mauritius road trip, which we're starting off with something special. Mauritius is a paradise for exploring beautiful nature and a variety of animals. And one of the activities that you can do on the island is watching and also swimming with dolphins. As these are wild dolphins, however, seeing them isn't guaranteed. So when we got the call from a local tour operator that dolphins had been spotted that morning and we have to leave right now, we were getting very excited.
Okay, it may be happening. Do you think it will happen?
I'm not too sure.
Maybe.
Maybe. We're on the Flying Kiss. Boarding the Flying Kiss.
I haven't been on a speedboat for a long time, and I think last time I got sick, but it's gonna be fine.
Just slightly bumpy, but we're going fast.
Somehow makes it even more exciting.
Yeah, we're on a mission.
Get a little adrenaline.
So we drove off in the direction of where dolphins had been spotted. The weather was turning on us and it started to rain, so we weren't getting our hopes up too much. At first, we didn't see anything and just kept scanning around for any activity. But then, after some time, we spotted fins poking out of the water and we quickly got ready to jump in. Okay, the weather conditions could be better. It's very windy and rainy, but we saw some. So how was that?
It was so cool. I didn't expect it to be such an amazing experience, actually. But at one point, I was right behind them or above them, and they came up, and that was like the best part. So good. There were so many of them, and we even saw two holding hands. That was the cutest thing. I think it was maybe mother and daughter, mother and like child or something. I'm not sure. So cool.
Snorkeling in the rain, snorkeling in the rain. The sky is wet.
We're back in the car, and you know what that means.
Driving.
Next stop, Grand Bay. Before we actually drive to our next spot, we had to go to the supermarket to buy some water, and we did buy some other stuff. I'll have to do a little haul. First and foremost, we bought this giant dodo bag, and I love it. It was €2, I think 80 rupees. Some Coke, some water. We bought this as a souvenir for our little godson, and I think he'll love it, and he'll annoy his parents with it a lot, which is the goal. Then we bought 2 shot glasses, 2 trashy shot glasses. We tried to buy one shot glass, at least one shot glass, anywhere we go and where they have trashy shot glasses. Oh, and we bought some Napolitans because we've really grown to love them.
Alright, we're now making a quick stop on our way from Tour Beach to Grand Bay at Montchoisy Beach. It's a lot of French words in one sentence. I think we barely drove for 5 minutes and now we're here. This is supposed to be a very beautiful beach.
And if we like it, we can always come here from Grand Bay because it's also gonna be only 6 minutes or something.
Yeah, this whole road trip. Well, I mean, it was a road trip so far, but now the
Yeah,
distance
right now it's
is walkable.
not with our stuff though. We have a lot of stuff. But I think it's nice to really live in all of these places or stay in all of these places for at least 1 or 2 nights just to get a feel for the place. The water looks amazing. I'm already blinded by this crystal blue.
This is a nice beach. Very nice.
Cool.
Very nice sand, very nice water. It's not very wide.
Yeah, it's a bit narrow.
You've got a lot of trees here.
Yeah, and
So-
because it's so narrow, you can lie under the tree and directly at the beach, which is quite nice.
Inbuilt shade. I like this beach. This is a beach for me.
Maybe we should just stay here.
We can come back, but it's very idyllic. It's sort of in a bay,
Yeah.
and you can watch some boats go by. Look at the view from our balcony. Sorry, we tricked you. That's actually just a picture.
Yes,
But
jokester.
we are now in our next accommodation in Grand Bay, stop number 6 on this little road trip across the island.
Celebratory Napolitan.
Yes, I think we've earned it. Wait, let's move to our window because we do have actually a nice view
A
of...
nice quarter sea view.
Cheers
Cheers to Grand Bay.
to Grand Bay.
A freshly cleaned hotel room is gonna be full of crumbs tomorrow.
I do like this.
Thing is about them, they're never bad. I mean,
Yeah.
they can just, it's like, it varies between a 7 and a 10 out of 10. There's nothing like below that because, I mean, it's a biscuit. Why are you laughing?
No, you're right. I can imagine them in really bad, just being really dry and tasting like sand. All right, let's check out this Grand Bay.
Grand Bay isn't exactly the best place to swim, even though there is a public beach, but it has more of a harbor feel to it because there are lots of boats here. I think it's more a place to walk around, do a little bit of shopping and eating at all the nice cafes and restaurants that are along the promenade. The beach isn't bad though, and it's not that crowded, not as much as you would expect from the tourist place on Mauritius. So.
Grand Bay probably is one of the busiest places we've been to on the coast of Mauritius. And it is also very touristy. I think that's easy to see from the shops, also high-end boutique shops that you don't really see in other places on Mauritius. But there are also a lot of locals here, we feel.
And also local street food stalls and
yeah,
like little market stalls, so it kind of adds to a really nice vibe.
you've got both. You've got a very local feel and then a very touristy feel. And we kind of like it. We haven't really been here long enough to judge if we want to spend a lot of time here.
But first impressions, it's a good mix.
Yeah, and you really have a lot of food options here.
Which is always the
yes.
most important thing for us.
We haven't seen this many food stalls, I think, anywhere, like concentrated into one spot. We'll
and then
see.
next to all the street food stalls, you have like British pubs and Greek
Yeah.
tavernas
and a Domino's pizza,
yeah,
so
it's a funny mix. But you always have this wonderful bay in your view, and I think that makes everything better.
So for lunch we came to this restaurant called La Rougaille Creole, and rougaille is one of the dishes that is really popular here on Mauritius. It's a tomato-based sauce that packs a lot of flavors inside, and you can get it with a variety of fish or seafood or meat. And so I got the red snapper rougaille. It's really good. And this just feels like the perfect lunch to have here.
I got some grilled prawn skewers with a garlic sauce, and somehow it was just what I needed right now, and it feels like proper holiday food. I don't know about you, but like grilled prawns with a Mediterranean sauce. I mean, I'm aware we're not in the Mediterranean, but it just feels like holidays for me. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Good.
I think just having French fries is already a holiday for me. And so now we're just gonna enjoy this meal before we head to the beach again. I mean, what else is there to do? There's one coffee chain on Mauritius where you can reliably get really good coffee, and that is Artisan Coffee. So that's where we are.
Did you already tell them we've been tricked for the last couple of days?
No, not yet. That's a story for later.
It's not that big of a story.
Exciting. It's a discovery we never wanted to make.
No, and it explains a lot.
This scandal begins with us asking ourselves why, first of all, after drinking coffee, we are sometimes still very tired, and also why the coffee sometimes tastes off.
Very weak and quite sweet. And a bit like licorice.
So then at one guest house, we arrived and they told us that there was coffee on the room for us to prepare. Instant coffee, basically.
In the fridge.
In the fridge, which is weird in itself. And instant coffee is fine, it gets the job done. But then we had a look at it and we noticed that it's instant coffee, but it's with chicory or chicory coffee, basically. And apparently it's a thing. It's like a coffee substitute. Sometimes it's mixed with instant coffee as well, but the essence of it is that it doesn't really contain a lot of caffeine.
No, I mean the chicory coffee is made from chicory roots and it doesn't have any caffeine at all. It's also supposed to be like a healthier coffee alternative. We don't believe in this. We clearly believe in coffee.
What's healthier than coffee itself?
Yeah.
Always know your supplier, you know?
Yeah, that being said, Artisan Coffee has not left us hanging. Thank you, and we are now making our way. Melting and making our way to a snorkel spot.
We now just stopped at the side of the road because here is the... What's this called again?
Point d'Azur.
Point d'Azur.
I think it's a reference to the colors of the water.
Yes, and
Probably.
This could be a good snorkeling spot.
It could be. Some of the reviews on Google Maps said it, but others didn't mention it. So I'm sitting here with all my equipment, just waiting for Simon. There's always this one diva in the group that lets everybody wait for him or her, and in this case, definitely Simon. I don't know what he's doing actually. Sorting out his stuff. So we think this might be a good snorkeling spot. Well, we have no idea. In the background you can see Pere Bear Beach, which is quite crowded, and we found this little spot here where there's also a smaller beach that is not crowded at all. Simon has just noticed something. You think
First of all, you're gonna pay dearly for whatever you just said when you were sitting in the water.
But what do you have to say to the fact that you're still wearing your sunglasses while we're about to go snorkeling?
The thing is, UV rays are also present under the water, and I want to protect my eyes, and so this is how you do it.
Okay, then let's go further in.
Alright. I forgot something.
It is quite the long way in the shallow water, so I really don't know if this was a good idea.
Well, we saw some fish. It was a little adventure because it was quite rocky, quite shallow, the water as well. Maybe not the best visibility today and not that many fish, but the ones we saw were quite nice. And so I think we're glad that we, took it upon ourselves to find a snorkel spot for ourselves. It's the one we scouted. It's maybe not the best, but it's ours. And we're now rewarding ourselves with a crepe. And this is a really popular crepe restaurant here on Mauritius. It's called Mamgoose. It's a crêperie bretonne. So my buckwheat crepe is packed with cheese. It's basically the ultimate cheese crepe. It's got some goat cheese, it's got some blue cheese, and it's really, really nice. I like this buckwheat dough. It's super crispy and fluffy. It's got some air pockets and some holes inside. And I really like the flavor.
I'm really happy with my order. I got a buckwheat crepe with creamy mushrooms, and it's really tasty and savory, a little bit crispy. I think it's really good.
And this is also just something different. We've had a lot of Mauritian food in the past few days, and we love Mauritian food.
I mean, technically, Mauritius has a lot of French influences.
Yeah, so
maybe
this
we're
is-
eating a Franco-Mauritian meal right now.
I think that could be classified as such, yeah?
Look at these crispy edges.
That's where all the taste is at.
Yeah, that's my favorite part. So our dessert crepe here is with apple and salted caramel butter.
How can you not order a crepe with a name like
Yeah.
that?
But you read it and we instantly knew it
This
was
is
the
the
one.
one. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.